and welcome back to my playthrough of Star Trek Frontiers, this time playing the Solo Conquest. Before I get started, yet again I want to welcome a new patron in my ranks, and that's Brad. So thanks so much for your support, really appreciate it. He's really looking over my playthrough here and already provided some tips and already shared pretty much his crew and skill lineup with me. Unfortunately, he did much better than I did so far, getting proper crew in place. But yeah, let's see how things go. There was one error I need to correct, and that's in respect to this Dominion starbase here. For whatever reason, I have given myself one damage card too much, because again my defense is 3, and in theory it's really quite simple. You take the amount of damage, you pretty much divide it by the amount of your defense, and you have to round up. In this case it's 6 divided by 3, that's 2 damage. Yeah, so 1 damage goes away. That's definitely much better. So I think with this I can go to the next round much more prepared. So I think this was David who made me aware of this. He also pointed out that I may have forgotten to give myself some experience points, or was it reputation? It could be reputation actually he meant, because in respect to experience, yes, I missed 1 point. Again, I counted those up, so at 31 points right now. I forgot 1 exploration, but maybe I read it wrong. That I should have 1 more thing, but that's really something I cannot recall. Maybe I did this off camera. I don't know. I will not take this one back because I'm really not sure. And with that being said, let's look at our tactic cards. But again, thanks David for making me aware, especially for this damage. This is definitely significant. And looking at my hand of cards, I think this time I will go with the evaluation here, because yes, of course I have at least drawn one of my damage cards. So I think that's the better deal. So let's do that right off the bat. So we take evaluation, which says I can discard up to 3 cards including damage, reshuffle it into in the discard pile back into your ship deck. So we basically get a mulligan of some sort. So I think we will definitely go for the damage. I think I will also go for the seasoned away team. And I don't know, it's either this or that in this case. Maybe rather this one here, synthesized data. So I will shuffle those back into the deck, and then I think no, discard up to 3 cards and then draw. So we are not drawing these cards back again. I think that's definitely important to notice. So we draw 3 more cards. Research, heal 1. Okay, healer doesn't really help us in respect to repair. Another move card and battle stage. I think that's a good hand in order to make something out of this. I will shuffle those cards now back into my draw pile, and I think I will do the heavy lifting off camera. Of course, we still need to check what Lucer and Pitor are doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Timing again. They decide to go last. Okay, so I will be first, so those cards will be available. I think that's the same for those. They will be also available next turn again, or next round again actually. And then we have to decide what we are going to do next. This Borg sphere is tempting and it's beatable. We have the honor card with us. So in theory, we would be able to do 9 or inflict 9 points worth of damage, which is enough. And they don't have any resistances to our phases in this case. Problem is they do 6 photon torpedo damage themselves. And on top of this, they have this nasty antimatter weapon here. So any unblocked damage pretty much gets doubled. So let's say I block 2 out of these 6, I get 8 damage, and then I really take a lot of damage cards into my hand. And yeah, my shields are not really great either. And if I do this, I take another damage card to my hand. Overall, this could be, I think, easily 3-4 damage cards I need to draw then. On the other hand, with Worf, we do have, again, 4 shields, and we could play the battle stations here. This would give us at least shields of 6, but then Worf would be out again with our very first action. But we would still take 6 points worth of damage. So this is already counting in the doubling of the antimatter weapon. So that's again 2 more damage cards. on top of the card we are getting, because we most likely will play the honor then. So that's really a tough one. The problem really is I don't get enough diplomacy, and maybe this was really some poor choices. But there weren't a lot of things I could have opted to go for more diplomacy anyway. So I think, yeah, maybe I should have taken, instead of Wolf, someone completely different. During my very first attempt, I think there were, I'm not really even sure if there were folks with diplomacy out. So that's really kind of a problem. So in theory, I would really favor getting Riker, and I could get Riker from a relatively nearby location, but even there I need to come up with 7 diplomacy, and right now we at -1 at least. Maybe I'm at 0 because I forgot to award myself with 1 extra reputation, but that's what it is. So we need 8 points, and we don't have any on our hand. In theory I would be really willing to use some of my cards sideways, but I don't know. So maybe here is what we should be doing. Maybe we should really move towards this class M planet here, explore here. Good chance that we get a Borg Cube out, but he will not go after us, so that's at least a good thing. And maybe with our next draw we get some diplomacy, and then I would be able to get Riker. And with my seasoned away team, he would have a diplomacy of 6, which is not terrible either. So maybe, yeah, maybe that's really the best we can do right now, huh? So we need to move 6. I think we should be able to come up with 6 movement points. So yeah, okay, here is move 2, here is move 4, if we power it up accordingly. So 1, 2, then we need 2 more points here in order to explore. I will not forget this time to award myself 1 experience point, so we had 32. And again, we didn't see the Borg Cubes. So the final 2 are then actually Borg Cubes. Interesting. So there are 2 more core tiles available. We cannot peek underneath it. And we have a class whatever planet here. I think this is one of the tricky ones, which we simply don't know what it will be. Could be an awful, yeah, could be really an awful choice or awful thing that happens to us here. And moving here is also really crazy. And I forgot a Romulan starbase here too. Romulan starbases are nice for us because of our network of other star bases. We could really get a hell of a lot of cards. Ooh, it's really not gotten better actually. And we are also out of any real usable cards. Oh wow, this is really not going in our way, huh? So I guess I will call it an end for this turn. Wow, that's pretty lame. So let's quickly re-roll that die here. An undiscovered die. I think there was a card which I could use this one for. I think this could be okay, I guess. Yeah, those cards will get discarded. Let's draw up to our hand size of 6 now. So let's see what we get. Here we have another move, could help us, and yet another move. So we can move. Maybe that's not bad. Maybe that's actually pretty helpful in this case. But yeah, that's the end of the round. Let's do Lurser and Petor's turn. And those guys really have an awful lot of yellow crystals. 1, 2, and 3. It's only quote-unquote a blue, and no, it's the yellow one. Okay, so we were kind of lucky. Could be a rather short round, but let's see about that. The thing is, I really don't know what to do. And this is so terrible. In theory, I could, yeah, move here, explore again, but those core tiles are really tough to deal with. They'll block you down, and most likely they will don't come up with something very easy. So in most cases we will see yet another Borg Sphere coming up. On the other hand, we have the class H planet, and maybe just to show you this, maybe that's what we should be doing actually. So I will not move. I will simply check what's underneath this one here and see what it is. What do you think, guys? Theory I could maybe move, but that's really 3 points. 3 points, I would need 6 movement points just to get here. Of course I could then peek underneath this one, but then I'm really stuck here. No, I think we have to take a risk, huh? What do you think? Yeah, let's go for it. So we will interact with this token. This is the time when we will draw 1 token. And okay, these are 3 red tokens we need to come up with, 3 red data we need to come up with. And I think we should be good. Wow! Extremely lucky in this case, I guess. So when we defeat it, we get 7 experience points and we mark it. I think we should be able to come up with 3 of this data. Apparently we have 1 red data in the core. We could get 1 red data here. And I think there was 1 else here. You may 1 additional die from the core this turn. Never really thought I need to use it. Okay, that's perfect. So I will use this card here. First of all, I will take this data. Then I will use this to take a 2nd die from the core this turn. These are 2 red data, and then we will play research, gain 1 red or gold data token. Wow, that's so amazing. Okay, those are 3 data, really cool. And yes, that's totally enough to defeat those guys. Oh wow, that's so cool. So we can place a token here too. Yeah, we get 7 experience points, which really comes in handy now. So I think that's 39 in this case. So yes, we can level up at the end of the turn, and in fact that is the end of the turn. So yeah, let's simply reroll those 2 data dice, a white one and another undiscovered die. Let's see about that. That data token is gone too. Apparently I will discard the 2 cards we played, and yeah, this time again we will get another skill token and another advanced command cards or advanced action card. The problem is they really suck, to be frank. But okay, let's see about the skill tokens first. And wow, that's a great one. I think that's determination. That gives us, basically when we play cards sideways, it gives us a +2 instead of a +1 for the core stuff. If you don't use any dice, it's +3, and this is really once per turn. 1 card played sideways. Okay, it's only for 1 card, and this is also nice. That's resilience. Once per turn, discard 1 damage card from your hand. If you do, draw 1 card. So this could be very cool. That's one of the Klingon ones. This gives me basically 1, I think it's a token or a crystal. Let me see. To gain 1 data crystal of a color that's currently in the inventory, but it needs to be red, blue or gold. Right now we don't have any of those, and of course we can still go for those. We have damage tokens already enough, so I think we need something else. This sounds tempting because we have this, but we discard it. We cannot repair it with that, so it's not getting out of the deck here apparently. But they're all not bad, but also not really great. And 1 card played sideways, I don't know. Could be maybe the 1 point that is missing at some, especially for, let's say, diplomacy or so. But again, getting rid of this, getting another card if I don't get the heal cards, and there will be more damage coming, so I will be doing some fighting. So yeah, maybe I could also still go for 1 of those apparently, but then I need to go for the bottommost card, but that's also not bad. Okay, I think I will go for this one here, for this skill token here, resilience. Yeah, let's see if that can help us. So this is really out of the game for now. We can later on maybe reconsider things for those, but this also means that we can choose 1 of any of those. That's a nice one here because we are moving. Well, we can move through planets now, and there are a lot of planets around us, and this simply gives us a move 2 or a move 4. This is nice, but I don't know. I don't really know. I think let's go with agility here. Yeah, let's put it on top of our deck so we know we'll have some more movement. Oh, really, those cards stink. And here we have, yeah, this is what we have needed. Pulse torpedo shields. You must be kidding me. Okay. That's really, really, really unfortunate. Then let's draw 2 more cards. Yes, we already know that's agility. And here we have repair or draw 1 card. So depending now if we really want to get rid of the damage card, because we can draw additional cards here too. So that's nice. But of course, apparently taking it out of the deck is definitely the better deal. But yeah, let's see about that. Okie dokie. Lothar and Petor. 1, 2, and 3. Yet again, we are kind of lucky, I would say. I think so far they have played 8 cards. That is okay-ish for the amount of crystals they have down there in the inventory. I still don't have any diplomacy in my hand. That's really ridiculous. So I think we may want to maybe move in here and explore there. And keep in mind, because we have our agility, we can move over this planet much cheaper, so we could power it up. This gives us a move 4. That's enough to move in here, and we have another move in our hand. So I think maybe that's what we should be doing. I think that's not a terrible idea. So yeah, we will power this one here with an wildcard die. That's a move 4. 1, 2. We need 2 more movement points. I think let's take this. Long range attack. No, let's go with this one here, with the move from this card here, actually. So that's move 6. So we will explore here or there, here or there. Oof, does it really matter? We couldn't explore here. Yeah, let's do it here. I think that's fine. Let's do it here. So what do we have? That's apparently must be a Borg Cube now. And it's a Romulan warbird next to us. So that's, I think, pretty cool. So yes, we will see our first Borg Cube. I think the first one is level, I have to really check that. Level 6 actually, but really let me check. And we have 2 Romulan warbirds adjacent. So I think that's maybe not the worst thing in the world. So that's a pretty easy one. And here's one, 2. They're both pretty basic Romulan warbirds. And I was wrong. The first one we are encountering is a level 5 Borg Cube. So let's better look at the card, because those icons on this one, this hero click system, as nice as it might be, but in this case it's really not helping a lot. And in this case, a level 5 Borg Cube has 1 Borg Cube token and 2 Class K planets tokens, which we need to overcome. Oof, how nice is that? Yeah, and here we are. This is the Borg Cube token. These are the Class K planets, and all normal basically tokens that have standard phases get the biogenic weapon upgrade. Only again the ones with the laser. Unfortunately, I cannot peek underneath those right now, because I need to be next to this cube in order to see what's awaiting me here. But the problem is I still don't have enough of crew taking those guys out. Of course, we could peek on the backside of our little, what is it, the walkthrough, game walkthrough, then we can at least see what the Borg Cubes comes up with. It's not impossible to beat those guys, but yeah, 2 of those, I think this could be easily a diplomacy of 16 to I think up to 20 or so, depending on how good or bad I'm drawing. And of course, yeah, I can really take a lot of damage here. But yeah, I think we can still do an action or interact, right? In theory, we could still go after this Romulan warbird here. And yeah, coming up with 4 defense is really, 4 attack is really not our problem. The shields is kind of a thing, and maybe I don't want to take any more damage right now. I think that's clear. So here we have 2 shields, sorry, the battle stations. And of course we can play 1 card sideways. Theory, we could still continue to explore, actually. That might be a thing too, but I don't know. I think I really want to take out that dude here, because we still have a couple of days left, so there's no need really rushing into that Borg here now. I think it's good that we have discovered it now. We know where it is, but there's really no real immediate reason to move there right now. We still have basically after this one 3 full more days actually. That's only day 3 now. So I think yeah, let's try to take out that Romulan warbird here. So that's shields 2. We will play 1 card sideways, and yeah, I think we will play this card here sideways, the repair card. Seems like a waste, but I think that's still okay. And that's 3 shields. We need 4 attack. Again, not a problem with our skill tokens here. This 4 attack, so this Romulan warbird is out of here, which means we get 2 more points. And I believe, again, I forgot to award myself with 1 experience point for the 3rd quartile we have drawn. So we are now at 42. If I recall that correctly. That's pretty much the end of our turn again. So let's quickly roll again. And wow, you must be kidding me. 2 unknown and 1 black die. That's terrible. Let's draw our cards. We are not next to Romulan warboys we control, no. Get 4 more cards, some more movement. Yeah, damage had to come out at some point in time. And another battle station. So I think we can use our token here quite well this round. But that's pretty much it. So again, over to Lothar and Pitor, 2 and 3. Of course, it had to happen at some point in time. 1, wow, 2 and 3. Now they're really rushing through their deck. While we are still here, we might as well want to explore and maybe peek underneath that under this Borg cube, right? So let's quickly put that one here aside for now. So we need to come up with 4 movement points. In order to do that, I think I need to roll one of those undiscovered dice first. That's a red one. I think red is the only one which I really don't need at all. But yeah, we can in theory use it. But before we do, we will use our skill token here. So this allows me to simply discard this damage card. And this allows us to draw another card. Again, synthesize data. Gain 1 data crystal of that color in your inventory. Not quite sure if I can use it or not. Currently, we can always use it to play it sideways. The problem is I don't have enough movement now. Yeah, that's really, and we need a yellow one, huh? Yeah, with red we can generate long range attack, but we only need 4 movement points. So maybe, yeah, let's go for engage and full speed ahead. But let's take one step at a time. We will go with full speed ahead to move in here. So this allows us to peek underneath those tokens here. Yeah, of course it's a 10. Yeah, of course. And here's another 10. Yes. 20 diplomacy. With Picard during my last playthrough, I think coming up with 20, at least 10, was not impossible. But come on, I will not be able to take out any one of those. And in total, those guys will do, wow, 7 points of damage to my crew. Luckily, I have Worf with me. He can take an awful lot of damage. And then I might still be able to take those guys out. But wow, you must be kidding. But we are not done yet. Apparently, we still have the Borg Cube here. So they do 6. That's okay-ish, I would say. But I think this is also phaser attack. So yeah, this is also the biogenic weapon here. And they have a resistance to basically everything. Yeah, that's what it is. But then I'm thinking, what does this little Borg sphere here mean? Does it mean I have to reveal another Borg sphere on top of these tokens here too? Let me know, guys. I'm not quite sure here. I couldn't really find anything immediate in the rulebook. And yeah, my internet is kind of down right now. Yeah, let me know. I will definitely check it online later on, because it's very unlikely I'm not going after this Borg Cube today, at least not in this episode. But then let's stay on target. Let's play another 2 movement point to bring out the last core tiles, or the last tile of the game actually. And no surprise, that's also another Borg Cube, and it's the blue one. And this is now really level 8 one. I'm very certain about that. I really hate these hero click things. Really tough to turn. So let's bring it out here. We have another Class M planet right after here, ready to be assimilated. And we have another, oops, oh, that's the wrong one. Another Borg sphere right next to it. But we have another outpost here. This could be also tempting. So maybe I want to check it out too. In fact, but I don't have any outpost characters in the display either. You must be kidding me. Of course I could still recruit, I could heal, I could subjugate, but wow, man, options are really running out. But let's check out what a level 8 Borg Cube does to us. And that's 2 Borg Cubes and 2 Dominion star bases. Okay, here are the 2 star bases, and we have the 2 Borg Cubes right here. Again, we cannot flip it over. And their special ability says that they give a +2 attack if they have this attack, or they get a +1 if they have this attack. Isn't that nice? Let's not forget the experience point for discovering the last tile. And in theory, I could continue to move, but I don't feel like it. So maybe we really want to end our turn again. We are not re-rolling the die because we haven't used it. But of course we get to draw our cards. Okay, call to arms. That's nice. So pretty much the call to arms one. And we have a black die. So in theory we could do that. Recruit any crew member from the crew offer for free. Oh man. You are my savior. Oh wow, that's so cool. And here we have, yeah, of course, a damage card, but again, we can get rid of the damage card relatively easy with our skill here. Nice. The thing is, I have to check how I get this red token, but okay, let's see about that. 1, 2, and 3, and wow, that's bad. We have 2 more turns this day. You must be kidding me. Wow, that was really, really quick. So we really have to make the best out of this day. So we are discarding this card here because again of this we are redrawing a replenishment. And here we have Cisco, who gives us some nice attack. Oof, I was really hoping for some extra dice, and oh man, I'm not sure if I can use this now. Oh wow, I have the black one here. I have the red one here, but apparently I can only use 1 die during this turn. And my card that allows me to take 2 is apparently gone. I have 1 blue data crystal in my inventory, which doesn't do me any good, at least I believe. On the other hand, maybe let's look into this synthesized data. Oh no, we are good. We are good. We can do something with that. Oh, that's so cool. Is this my interaction? Recruit any? I think it's not my interaction. I think not. So I can still do all kinds of nasty stuff. Okay, cool. So we will play the synthesized data with the blue crystal we still have. And I think we can gain 1 red or gold data. So we get the gold token for that. So that card has been played. Very nice. Then we will play Call to Glory. So we will play 1 red and 1 black die from the sword in order to recruit any 1 crew member from the crew offer for free. Amazing. And even though he is pretty cool, he's great. And he's great too. And ooh, okay. Oh, that's now a tough one. I think Riker, maybe not at this point in time. Maybe we get him later because again, he's the cheapest one. So I think let's go with a more expensive one. We can still control 2 more folks here. So it's either Gore or Movar, but I think I will go with Movar here because the long range photon torpedo attack can really help us with those away team tokens, which we don't have enough diplomacy. And 6 is really powerful taking out those guys. So in theory, I might be able to get rid of 1 of those tokens with the diplomacy and the remainder with the long range photon torpedo attack, for example. So I think he is right now the better deal. And yeah, I think with my seasoned away team, I could also generate some more attack with those guys, but not long range attack. I believe only the standard attack. Yeah, I think, oh man, because for the others, we really need crystal to power them up. Yeah, here we also need a crystal, a red one too, or a token of some sort, but it's still awfully tempting. On the other hand, yeah, but again, for the ground attack, because we're really lacking diplomacy, and I think the long range is really our killer now when it comes down to taking out those away. No, I think we need the long range attack. So we will go with Movar, place it here accordingly. I think this was pretty nice, and I think at least that's how I think it's still not my interaction for this round. Recruit any 1 crew member from the crew offer for free. But it says recruit, and again, recruit is kind of an interact, or at least recruit is part of an interact. No, I think it's not an interaction. But on the other hand, I'm not even sure if I want to do something particularly to do this round. Of course, I could still use my move maybe. Maybe this is what I should have done before I hired this guy. So I'm not sure again if this is now my interaction or not. It's for free. So maybe I would have played this card here before. I would have moved adjacent to those guys here. So we will peek underneath this one here. This is cool because we can get rid of the disruptors from Worf. So maybe there is a good chance we can take out at least this Borg sphere here, but let's also look underneath those guys. Okay, this is the Romulan starbase. They're also pretty beatable actually, but here we have the Romulan, the token, and here yet again we have the symbol of a Borg sphere, and I really need to check the geek in a second. But I think that's pretty much the end. I will not, or I could in theory now attack. Now really don't know if that's my interaction or not here, the call to arms. I think it's not, because it's really one of those cards that you can simply use. And actually, yes, this is a special card, and a special card means I can use them pretty much outside during my turn. Normally, sometimes not during combat, for example, but I think this is allowed. So in theory, I really could try now to take out that Borg sphere and really coming up with some defense here. And also after this one shouldn't be that big of a deal. The problem is I'm out of tokens again, but looking at my options here, we can do an attack 5 and that's an attack 9. Of course we have to take 1 damage, but that's okay. We can still use Worf. He gives us shields 4 and we get rid of the disruptor. So I think, yeah, we should be able to take those guys out now. We will not go for any long range attack. So in theory, we will now take some damage. They have the biogenic weapon and they have the disruptor. So in theory, my shields are now half, no matter what shields I'm using. But because I'm using Worf, they get rid of their disruptors. That's already a shield 4. I need a shield 5 now. Shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Let's not use this guy. Let's simply go with this card here. No, don't even need to play it sideways. So that's shields of 6, enough to block those guys. But then we need to come up with 9 attack points on our own. So yet again, we will play Honor, but this time we will take 1 damage. And I think taking a damage really goes to our hand now, unfortunately. And increase this to attack 5. That's attack 5. Again, we know the drill. We have 2 of our tokens here. That's an attack 9, enough to take it out. We have not suffered any damage on our own. We simply have destroyed the Borg sphere here, which is now 7 more experience points. Amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to 50, which means we are about to level up again. This time we will only get another upgrade. And to be honest, sorry, I said it again. I have to put them face down for my command token. So I am now at 4 defense and a hand limit of 6, which isn't terrible. Let's quickly re-roll that die here. Okay, whoa, it's rolled on. It's a blue one. Not sure if we need it or not. Then we draw our cards, and I think we really didn't do good. Now the diplomacy cards are coming up. The season away team. We need 1 more, right? 6. Yeah. Advanced research. Okay, now the advanced research, we get the stronger effect for free. Are you kidding me? And we need to spend 1 blue, but we have a blue die. So maybe we can really do a very cool final turn this day. All that the Lorsa and Betor sisters will be doing is to call it an end of the round, so we can immediately go into the next round, the next turn. So this card gets discarded because of this. And yeah, wow, that's the last card. So I think we were pretty efficient. And yeah, apparently we do have now a hell of a lot of diplomacy. Or not a hell of a lot, but at least some diplomacy. And I think that's at least 6 diplomacy points here. We need 8 or 10, because again, we add -1 reputation. At least this is how I think. Or should we get now... Do we get a reputation for the Borg sphere? I think we do actually. And no, it's actually a reputation +2, 1 and 2. Not that we gain anything from it, but at least we are no longer at this -1. So that's definitely a good thing. So in theory, we really want to somehow move next to a class M planet here, for example, because we can either get Gore or Riker there. So we need 2 movement points, but that's also shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we will play Improvise. We will discard this card here, really a powerful card, but I'm not using it well, in order to generate 3 moves. So I think let's simply move in here next to this class M planet. Then we will interact with the class M planet. But before we do, we will play the advanced research here. We have to power it up with a blue crystal, so we get the more powerful effect on 2 cards we play now as of now. So we can basically gain those 9 diplomacy points here. So yes, we will play those. We will lose 1 reputation again, kind of a bummer. And again, keep in mind, both of those guys are available at a class M planet. He has a defense of 5. He's an elite one, and I think these all long range. He's a cool guy, Riker, don't get me wrong. And the diplomacy, yeah, in theory, my away team would help me. So really getting this away team wasn't really a cool idea. But target enemy does not attack this combat also. I mean, this could be also very nice. So we could really lose some attack points here, and we could gain some data crystals in your inventory with him. So they are all pretty powerful thing, but he simply does an awful lot of damage. And for all those resistances and a long range photon torpedo attack again, because Riker will be gone anyway at the start, basically at the end of this day, which is pretty imminent now. Oh man, this is now really tough, but I think let's get some more diplomacy. I was debating for diplomacy for such a long time, but here we also have shields. We have shields like crazy then. It could be 10 shields with Worf as well. But on the other hand, we also need to get rid. Let's go with the diplomacy. Maybe this will help us getting us also another powerful character next day. I might really regret this. Maybe I really should have gone for an elite character if I can afford it. But again, I really need some diplomacy. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, so those were those. We have to lose 1 reputation, also not really a bad thing. In theory, we could still use our 2 remaining points to heal or repair. Problem is we don't have any damage in our hand. We can only heal or repair damage in our hand, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what it is. We cannot really use anything with Cisco, so he's now all alone on his Defiant, I guess. But that's really the end of the turn, end of the round. So we are now moving into day number 4 already, but I think we are doing okay-ish in respect to the timing. I will do all the cleanup off camera, but yet again, those guys will get a yellow data crystal into their inventory. You must be kidding me. They will gain a blue card into their action deck. Yeah, this gets discarded, but again, I will do all this stuff off camera. All these cards down here, the crew offering and the advanced cards, will be going away too. And I believe today I will only be able to do 1 day in this place. There was really a lot of things to go through, really bringing out those Borg Cubes. I have to understand some of the rules here anyway, especially around these tokens, or the symbols here on those tokens. I really don't know what these means. Apologies for all the rules goofs, for all the unclarities here, but yes, it is somewhat of a complex game. I really do hope you are still enjoying my little playthrough of Star Trek Frontiers. I certainly do. Again, a huge shout out to all of my patrons out there, and we might have a winner for our giveaway, Patreon exclusive giveaway. I will announce that today or tomorrow on my Patreon page. And yeah, if you want to support the show, definitely check out. There is a link to my page on Patreon in the description down below somewhere. And for all the others, yes, like and subscribe. Really appreciate all your comments. Keep them coming. Make me aware of all my errors I'm usually doing, and I will try to correct those as much as I can. With that being said, really do hope to see you all again in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.